Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have my list of my top 5 favorite subgenres of metal. Again, this is a redo because I did this video like about a year ago. My taste has changed significantly since then. And also, we're listening to Deicide's Versus the Light again in the background like I did in my top 10 death metal bands video. But last time we were listening to side 2, but we're listening to side A this time, so I guess that's a little different. I don't know. But I was listening to this record before I started this video, so I figured, I don't feel like turning it off. Anyways, I have 2 honorable mentions, which are grindcore and speed metal. I really like both of those subgenres, but they couldn't fit onto the list. My favorite grindcore bands are Pig Destroyer, Napalm Death, Nasum, I think more, Agoraphobic Nosebleed, Early Carcass, Terrorizer, Repulsion. But I've never really explored the genre a whole lot. I only know a lot of the more entry-level bands. So if you guys have recommendations for grindcore, let me know in the comments. And speed metal, just like, you know, like old school stuff, like Exciter, shit like that. I haven't explored a whole lot of it, but I like it every once in a while if I'm in the right mood. Anyways, number 5 is traditional heavy metal. I don't know a whole lot of traditional heavy metal bands other than the really mainstream ones like not Metallica, like Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath, etc. But I really love Iron Maiden, and they're one of my favorite metal bands ever, so I had to have heavy metal on this list, of course. But I just haven't really explored a lot of the more underground traditional heavy metal bands. I guess you could count New British heavy metal as well. I do like Angel Witch and Satan. Those are some other good traditional metal bands, but I mostly explore extreme metal. Oh, and of course Dio. I love Dio, and even Dio era Sabbath is great. But yeah, 5 is traditional heavy metal. Number 4 is doom metal and sludge metal, because sludge metal is kind of a subgenre of doom metal. I mostly listen to more sludge than doom. Especially I Hate God, and Acid Bath is my favorite doom metal or sludge metal band. I fucking love them, and Crowbar. And then doom metal, I love Electric Wizard and fucking Pentagram, and who else is there? Saint Vitus. There's one band I'm trying to think of. I forgot. Yeah, Electric Wizard, Pentagram, and Saint Vitus are the 3 main ones. I can't remember the fucking third band I'm thinking of. But yeah, doom metal just really gets the genre in the right mood for it. You know, just really doom, obviously very doomy sounding, hence the name doom metal, and heavy, but still has a little bit of a rock and roll bluesy kind of sound with bands like Electric Wizard. And sludge metal, I fucking love the dirty, grimy, fucking southern kind of sound to it, kind of bluesy, especially with bands like I Hate God and Acid Bath, with a lot of hardcore punk influence. Just mixes a lot of different styles of music into one just extreme form of metal, which is sludge metal. Really underrated subgenre in my opinion. So 4 is doom metal / sludge metal. Number 3 is thrash metal. Now, I'm not as huge into thrash as I used to be. I still love pretty much all the old school bands. I can't think of an old school thrash band I don't like. Even a lot of people don't like Violence. I can tolerate them, but a lot of the newer thrash bands I'm not huge into, other than a handful of bands like Havoc, Power Trip, Municipal Waste, Iron Regan, I guess if that counts, and Vector. And there's more fucking bands I can't think of. And Toxic Holocaust. But a lot of the newer thrash bands I don't care much for, but I fucking love the old school thrash bands. It kind of helped me get into metal and eventually progress into death metal. I prefer heavier thrash bands though, or death thrash I guess you could call it, like Sepultura and maybe Possessed. Some people call them death metal, some people consider them thrash. I think they're just kind of gray area in between. And the German bands are great, like Creator and Sodom and Destruction. And I also love the just like the American California bands, like Slayer's my favorite thrash metal band, one of my favorite metal bands of all time. They got me into extreme metal. Love Exodus, excuse me, and Testament's pretty good too, and I like Annihilator, and of course Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax. But yeah, thrash is pretty good if I'm in the mood for it. But I used to be mainly into thrash, but you know, I've just gotten into heavier shit since then, and I like heavier, more extreme stuff than thrash, but I still like thrash every now and then. It's still a great subgenre. Number 2 is black metal. It was really tough choosing whether I like this one or my number 1 more, but I think I like my number 1 more. But black metal is, I have to be in the right mood for it, but that mood comes along often. You know, I especially really like other than like traditional like Norwegian black metal, like Burzum and Mayhem is my favorite black metal band, and you know, Bathory and Emperor and Dark Throne. Like, I really like a lot of DSBM as well, so I guess I I'm including that. I'm not putting like just the subgenres of each subgenre. So black metal including all of its subgenres, I guess. There's so many black metal bands I love, and this is gonna sound so edgy, but black metal has got me through a few tough times. And I don't know, that just made me love it more, honestly. And there's just so many great bands in black metal, and I really like the diversity of subgenres it has. You know, you have like bestial war metal, or whatever you want to call it, black and death metal, where it's super extreme and is as heavy and crazy and chaotic and as you can get. Then you have like ESBM and atmospheric black metal, where it's more just like music you just want to like chill out to, or yes. And that's one of the things I like about black metal is how diverse it is. A lot of people say a lot of the bands sound the same, and that's true to an extent, but it has a lot of different diverse styles, I guess. And that's one of the things I like about it so much. And it's very cathartic sounding and dark, a little emotional, but it can also be heavy if it wants to. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite styles of extreme metal. So number 2 is black metal. Number 1, you guys should all see coming. I mean, fucking, if I haven't named this on this list already, so you should know what the fuck it is, and that's death metal. I've been huge into death metal since I first discovered death back when I was in like the 9th grade. I fucking love death metal. There's hardly any death metal bands I don't like, to be honest. Even 6 Feet Under, I could tolerate some of their old stuff. But I fucking love some of my favorite death metal bands. Like, I already did my top 10 death metal bands list. Some of my favorites are Malevolent Creation, Death, of course, Morbid Angel, Suffocation, Cryptopsy is my favorite, Obituary, just so many amazing bands. And it's just a perfect subgenre in my opinion. I never get sick of death metal. I'm never not in the mood to listen to it. I just love it. It energizes me. If I'm in the mood to just listen to something fucking brutal, because I love heavy stuff, then I'll listen to death metal. If I'm like pissed about something or whatever, then I'll listen to death metal. You know, there's never a time when I don't want to listen to death metal, to be honest, and I can just never get enough of it. And almost every record, like, I'd say the majority of my collection as far as vinyl goes is death metal at this point. And yeah, and like I like a little bit of every subgenre too. I love a lot of brutal death metal like Disgorge and Deeds of Flesh and Skinless and Cryptopsy and Suffocation and Dying Fetus. I like a little bit of melodic death metal like Black Dahlia Murder at the Gates, Heartwork Era Carcass, a little bit of Old in Flames. You know, I like even a little bit of Slam, like I like Devourment stuff, a little Tripsy, Cranium. What else? I've been discovering a little bit more Slam lately. Vulvectomy are all some pretty good bands. I like a little bit of tech death, like Dying Fetus, already named, Nile. Yeah, just fucking, there's nothing about death metal I don't like, to be honest. It's just perfect. And, yeah, I absolutely love death metal, and I don't think that's ever going to change. So, yeah, my number 1 is death metal. So, yeah, maybe you guys could give me your list in the description. Oh, yeah, that's my list, though, of my top 5 favorite subgenres of metal. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.